Welcome to a fascinating exploration of two of the most influential philosophers of the 19th century, Arthur Schopenhauer and Friedrich Nietzsche. Both thinkers left an indelible mark on Western philosophy, yet their ideas often stood in stark contrast. In this video, we'll dive deep into their core beliefs, highlight their disagreements, and uncover the reasons behind their intellectual clash. By understanding their backgrounds and philosophies, we can better appreciate the significance of their argument and its impact on modern thought. Let's begin by introducing these two remarkable minds and the context in which their ideas developed. Arthur Schopenhauer, born in 1788, is best known for his philosophy of pessimism. He believed that human desire is a source of suffering and that the world is driven by a blind, irrational force he called the will. According to Schopenhauer, happiness is fleeting and life is characterized by endless striving and disappointment. His outlook was deeply influenced by Eastern philosophies, particularly Buddhism, which emphasizes the cessation of desire. Schopenhauer's ideas set the stage for a somber view of existence, one that would later provoke strong reactions from other thinkers, including Nietzsche. Friedrich Nietzsche, born in 1844, emerged as a bold and rebellious thinker. He admired Schopenhauer in his youth but soon broke away, developing his own philosophy centered on life-affirmation and the will to power. Nietzsche rejected Schopenhauer's pessimism, instead celebrating creativity, strength, and the potential for individuals to shape their own destinies. He famously declared, "God is dead," challenging traditional values and urging people to create meaning in a world without inherent purpose. Nietzsche's ideas would come to define existentialism and influence generations of philosophers, artists, and writers. The heart of the Schopenhauer-Nietzsche debate lies the question of suffering. Schopenhauer saw suffering as an inescapable part of life, rooted in our endless desires. He believed the best we could do was to minimize suffering through art, compassion, and asceticism. Nietzsche, on the other hand, viewed suffering as a necessary ingredient for growth and greatness. He argued that overcoming hardship leads to strength and creativity. This fundamental disagreement shaped their entire philosophical outlooks and set the stage for their ongoing argument. Schopenhauer's concept of the will is central to his philosophy. He saw it as a blind, irrational force that drives all living beings, leading to endless striving and dissatisfaction. Nietzsche took this idea and transformed it. For him, the will was not just blind desire but a creative force, the will to power. Nietzsche believed that individuals could harness this will to shape their own lives and values, turning suffering into strength. This reinterpretation marked a major departure from Schopenhauer's original idea. Schopenhauer's pessimism led him to advocate for withdrawal from the world and the quieting of desires. He saw life as fundamentally painful and believed that true wisdom lay in renunciation. Nietzsche, in stark contrast, encouraged embracing life with all its challenges. He urged people to say yes to life, to seek out experiences, and to create their own meaning. This difference in attitude reflects their broader philosophical divide: resignation versus affirmation. Both philosophers placed great importance on art, but for different reasons. Schopenhauer saw art as a way to escape the suffering of the world, offering a temporary respite from desire. He believed that music in particular could reveal the underlying nature of reality. Nietzsche, however, viewed art as a powerful expression of life and creativity. He celebrated the role of the artist in shaping culture and inspiring others to overcome adversity. Their views on art highlight another key area of disagreement. Schopenhauer's morality was rooted in compassion and the recognition of shared suffering. He believed that ethical behavior arose from empathy and the desire to alleviate pain. Nietzsche, on the other hand, challenged traditional morality, arguing that it often suppressed individuality and creativity. He called for a revaluation of all values, encouraging people to question inherited beliefs and create their own ethical standards. This radical approach to morality remains one of Nietzsche's most influential contributions. Schopenhauer was deeply influenced by Eastern philosophies, especially Buddhism and Hinduism. He admired their focus on overcoming desire and achieving inner peace. This influence is evident in his emphasis on renunciation and compassion. Nietzsche, while aware of Eastern thought, was more critical. He saw the denial of life and desire as a weakness, preferring instead to celebrate strength and creativity. Their differing attitudes toward Eastern ideas further fueled their philosophical disagreement. Schopenhauer, the individual's best hope was to transcend personal desires and find peace through compassion and art. He saw the self as ultimately insignificant in the face of the universal will. Nietzsche, by contrast, placed the individual at the center of his philosophy. He celebrated the Übermensch, or overman, as someone who creates their own values and rises above the herd. This focus on individual empowerment is a hallmark of Nietzsche's thought. Schopenhauer was critical of organized religion but found value in its ethical teachings, especially those that emphasized compassion. He admired Buddhism's focus on ending suffering. Nietzsche, on the other hand, was famously hostile to religion, especially Christianity. He saw it as life-denying and repressive, famously declaring, "God is dead." Nietzsche urged people to move beyond religious morality and create their own values. Their views on religion reflect their broader philosophical differences. Both Schopenhauer and Nietzsche have had a profound impact on philosophy, literature, and the arts. Schopenhauer's ideas influenced figures like Wagner and Freud, while Nietzsche shaped existentialism and postmodern thought. Their debate continues to inspire discussions about the meaning of life, the nature of suffering, and the role of the individual. By examining their arguments, we gain insight into the enduring questions that define the human experience. Today, the argument between Schopenhauer and Nietzsche remains highly relevant. In a world filled with uncertainty and rapid change, their contrasting philosophies offer different ways to cope with suffering and find meaning. Some people resonate with Schopenhauer's call for compassion and inner peace, while others are inspired by Nietzsche's emphasis on strength and self-creation. Their ideas continue to shape debates in psychology, ethics, and cultural studies. Sum up, the clash between Schopenhauer and Nietzsche centers on their views of suffering, the will, morality, and the role of the individual. Schopenhauer's pessimism and focus on compassion stand in sharp contrast to Nietzsche's affirmation of life and call for self-overcoming. Their debate challenges us to reflect on our own beliefs and the ways we approach life's difficulties. By understanding both perspectives, we can make more informed choices about how to live. Argument between Schopenhauer and Nietzsche is more than just a historical debate. It's a conversation about the deepest questions of human existence. Whether you find yourself drawn to Schopenhauer's quiet resignation or Nietzsche's passionate affirmation, their ideas invite us to think deeply about what it means to live a meaningful life. As we continue to grapple with suffering, desire, and the search for purpose, their philosophies remain as relevant as ever. Thank you for joining us on this intellectual journey.